FSI is a multi-stakeholder initiative where people from the value chain of flowers and plants unite to work on sustainability. And the reason I'm here is that, of course, a lot of the trade in flowers and plants goes to Europe, but also to North America through Colombia and Latin America. And we have one of our members here, and that's Florverde Sustainable Flowers. So it's good to be here and to speak with them on how we can work together and strengthen our collaboration. I think for sustainability it's very good that certification is in place in countries where there is a lot of production. It will help the growers to improve their practices, and at the same time it will mainstream production that is called or deemed to be sustainable. And I think that's also good because then you can also get with sustainable flowers easier market access.
Throughout the world there is a confusion of standards. It's difficult for buyers and people wanting to buy flowers to understand what the standards actually mean. And also it's become quite common now for growers to require multiple certifications to meet different markets, and that's also a very expensive process. So what FSI embarked upon was a way of comparing standards from around the world. We found that Florverde and Kenya Flower Council Silver Standard meet the criterion that were adopted. So we are equivalent, and so that if a company was buying flowers then they like the Florverde standard, and then they might quite like to buy flowers from Kenya, they could be assured that in terms of social and environmental sustainability, the conditions in which they are grown are very similar.
I think promoting flowers, there is no other way than sustainable flowers. It's good, of course, to promote that because you take away something from nature and you give it to people. So you should not take away something from nature. You should really add something to nature. And it's an emotion that I think is contributing to the well-being of people. So on the receiving end, the consumers, but also it's important too that it will contribute to the well-being of people who work in the industry. So therefore I think the well-being is connected in two ways. One, to the consumers, but also to the people who work in the industry.
Markets, the customers who buy our flowers, increasingly are concerned about where they come from, how they're produced, under what conditions they're produced. And certification is a way that creates a level playing field in how the things that you should be doing. And a lot of growers already were doing they're growing in the right way and worrying and concerned about the environment, but it's a way of actually monitoring that in a more formal way. But it still doesn't, it might be certified, but it still doesn't stop you having the responsibility to make sure that you comply. So it is not total proof of what you're doing, it's how you do it. And that's why the standards are important.